Hey guys. Okay, listen. Good morning. I wanted to talk not only about the Trump Biden debate, just a little, but I have some talking points because I have a friend telling me not to talk about how much I support Trump before this election. Okay? She's cuckoo. She's cuckoo. What I find weird about Donald Trump's administration is that there were all these young, do you remember a couple of years ago? There were all these young, beautiful Republican girls coming out and supporting Trump everywhere. They were on YouTube, they were on Instagram, they were everywhere. Where are they now? Where are these young reporters that were coming on and supportive of our president? Where are they? Okay. Well, I think we know there's some censorship going on. There's demonetization. There's sites getting put down. There's all of this. But listen, I want to say something that it has bothered me about this whole administration. Melania. Melania has bothered me. Not her, but the slighting of her. The First Lady Melania is one of the most beautiful women. She has taste and elegance, and they refuse to put her on any magazine. Now, that to me shows that Trump, whether you like his policy, whether you don't like his policy, is real. Okay? Is this theater? Yes, it is theater, but he's real. And the reason I say he's real, he's playing a part, but the part is for keeps. And he has a lot of opponents. And you can tell because otherwise Melania would be on the covers of magazines like every other first lady. So all you have to do is keep looking at Melania. Is Melania being invited to certain events? Is Melania being put on magazines? No, she's not. And that shows that this might not be what you guys think, where you say, oh, all the presidents are chosen. Maybe they are. And maybe they're not. Right? So Trump owns this national golf course down in Palos Verdes. And when I saw it and all of the people enjoying it, everything I know about golf and how they use it, I recognized something. The distaste for Trump, part of it is manufactured. Part of it, because down in Palos Verdes, where they hide a lot of the big pharma stuff, it seems that people are really enjoying Trump's golf course, his gorgeous, beautiful golf course. However, real slights have happened in this administration, enormous insults, and people like him anyway. People like him anyway. What they've done to Melania is unacceptable. It is unacceptable. Melania is one of the most beautiful women in the world and has not been on a single magazine cover. To me, that's our clue. Trump is not just a regular person set in to office. He's something else. He's something else. When can you remember one female, I shouldn't say female, right? One first lady, okay? One first lady not on the cover of every magazine to show their elegance, their style, how they keep the White House. And Melania has done a great job, but they will not pay her that due. Why? Why not? To me, that means that Trump knows something that these people have been dirty. And Trump is pointing out with Biden in this debate, Biden's son took money, like $3 million from Russia, and then they accused Trump of Russian collusion. I mean, it just went on for a long time, right? But he got into the presidency and they still spied on him. They still did things to try to hurt his campaign, hurt his his administration. But all you have to do, if you don't believe in Trump, is look at Melania. Why is Melania not on any magazine cover? So we can watch this a little bit. I think Trump did a good job, but I also think they were talking over each other. And I do think that Biden, this is another body language. It's body language ghost. I want you guys to subscribe to her, and I want you guys to support her as much as you can, because like a lot of the channels, she was demonetized, and I don't think it's fair. I think that what she does is a service, but she is on Trump's side. She's on the president's side. She likes Pence. She likes Trump. She likes our country. I think she's a former FBI agent, but I don't know. She's very inside. She knows a lot of information.
Okay, solicited is okay. You're soliciting. You're asking. They send it back. You send it back. I did that. If you have an unsolicited, they're sending millions of ballots all over the country. There's fraud. They found them in creeks.
Then you see another negative head shake, and then he goes to write. Again, I wonder what they're suggesting to him that he keeps telling them no.
I do think he is listening to something. And if you look at Bombard, body language ghost, if you look at this, you can see that he's not really paying attention. And when you're in a debate, you pay attention. He's not writing anything down. He's listening to someone else. And you can see him do this a few times in the debate. And I don't know if you guys really watched this, but he is like, kind of like a couple of times just looking non-directionally.
But when he talks about the questions, definitely off, but he's not that far gone.
Which will strip 20 million people from having...
Okay, so what Bombard is doing is she's showing here that he's looking up when he's talking. And it looks like he's listening. There's a couple of times where he just kind of like gives this weird blank look. And he's not looking at the moderator, and he's not looking at Trump. Who is he looking at? Who is he listening to? I think he's got an earpiece. And sometimes what they're telling him to say doesn't even make sense to him. So he kind of shakes his head. He's not shaking his head at Trump. You can tell he's in another conversation, right? And she points out the reasons for this is that when you're listening on the telephone and somebody's talking to you, you kind of turn your head away or whatever because you want to hear. You want to pay attention to the person in your ear. This person seems to have, Biden, obviously, Joe Biden, okay, running for president, which if he gets in, we got Kamala Harris as president. I mean, she's the power behind him. She's the one for the ticket. You can say he would be the front person and she'd be running it from behind. I mean, that's just how it is. So, look into Kamala Harris's policies if you're interested. But, I mean, Biden is listening to somebody here.
Insurance, health insurance now, if it goes into court. And the justice.
So what they're doing here is he's talking about the Affordable Care Act and how, the justice that they're trying to get in right now to the Supreme Court is against the Affordable Care Act. She says it's unconstitutional. Now, she might know something we don't know about the Affordable Care Act. And then he's claiming it's going to change women's rights because I think the Affordable Care Act has hidden in it things that are unconstitutional, to steal eggs from other women, to give pregnant women certain rights over other people's bodies. I think there's things hidden in there about women's rights that are not cool at all. So he's talking about that. And Trump is not, I don't think he's listening to someone. I think Trump is just being Trump.
Person. But she's written before she went on the bench, which is her right, that she thinks that the Affordable Care Act is not constitutional.
The other thing is on the court, and if it's struck down, what
So where's he looking? Over here. Where's he looking?
happens? Women's rights are fundamentally changed. Once again, a woman could be held pay more money because she has a pre-existing condition of pregnancy. They're able to charge a woman more for the same exact.
Closing the eyes is also somewhat of a tell-in here. It can go either way. You can sit there and say that he's closing his eyes to focus in on what he's trying to get out. Closing my
I watched the whole thing, and I do think that he's listening to something. And Trump comes in and he reminds the American people that this person took, through somebody else, maybe his son, $3 million from Russia, right? And what do gaslighters do? They do something and then accuse you of that thing that they did. Russian collusion with us when it's really Russian collusion with the Democratic Party, right? Or, Biden specifically. Okay. So even if the odds are stacked against Trump because of, the media's portrayal of Trump and the media's total slighting of his wife and totally removing all these young women, these young, fantastic reporters all over the internet. These women we found that were traditional, they liked the Constitution, they were supporters of Trump, they were supporters of this administration. Where are they? I cannot find them on YouTube. These are women I followed. They are totally being suppressed. So you guys, we have to get, if you believe in Trump, it is the time. I'm going to do this little campaign right now to say that Trump is the one that we want in. And this is why. People can't help but like him. People like him anyway. Even after everything that's been done to his wife and to him, people still like him and want him as our president. Okay? And it's really weird that people, the American people, are willing to give him the benefit of the doubt to help our country when the whole media is stacked against him, right? So why are people eager to give him the credit when the entire media is stacked against him? Which reminds me of a Ray Bradbury story I read once. It was about the butterfly effect. They get into a time machine, go back in time. And you're not supposed to touch anything. You're not supposed to kill anything. You can't change anything back there. If you do, it changes the future. So they get in the time machine. Everything's fine. And then halfway back to the future, to the present, they notice that somebody stepped on a butterfly. And this is called the butterfly effect. And it was in the middle of an election where it looked like one person was supposed to get in and not another person. I believe that is a story about Donald Trump, where Donald Trump beat all of the odds, all of the fraud, all of everything, and still became president. All right. So, in that story, it's an evil person going to become president. And I believe that it's evil to who? He is evil to evil, right? He is taking down the structures of evil in our country. And you can't do it overnight. You cannot do it overnight. So we got Biden. Biden just laughs a lot. I mean, he's like Kamala Harris, where he just laughs a lot during, anytime Trump brings out something that's true.
You can tell that you're actually.
You guys need to go watch.
What I proposed. What I proposed is that we expand Obamacare and we increase it. We do.
So his eyes are fluttering, and looks like he's reading something too. But I think he's got an earpiece.